Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be doing some Spring Major predictions. Now, Spring Major is coming upon us very, very soon on the 29th of June. I'm very, very excited. So is a massive part of the Rocket League community. And today we're going to do some predictions. Now, the predictions are different for everyone, and my opinion will be different to yours. Please no hate. We're looking forward to this, and let's start now. So, we got G2 Esports versus Game Gladiators. This should be a 3-0. G2 previous major champions. If they lose to G2, if they lose to Game Gladiators, I'd be highly surprised. That would be the best storyline of all time. But I think G2 is just better offense, better defense, better in everything. I think Game Gladiators' first time being on LAN and first APAC South team, I think they got a lot to prove. I don't think they will be able to prove anything, but I wish them the best of luck. Now, Fury vs K Corp. This is a very interesting match. A lot of people haven't talked about this match, but I think this will be actually a really, really interesting match. I think I'm going to give this the 3-2 to Fury. I think Fury is the better team. I think you got Yarn, basically world-class player, top 10 in the world, 100%. He's so good. He's just better. He's better than everyone else. He's so mechanical. He's plays so well with his team. I think Fury is a really, really good threes team. I think they work really well together. And then K Corp, they picked up Nolly. Nolly's a really, really good addition, but I still don't think it's enough to beat Fury. Well, V1 versus Endpoint. I think I'm gonna give this a 3-1. Endpoint traditionally starts really, really slow in every single major, and I think V1's just a better team overall. However, I do think Endpoint, if they're warmed up with Archie, I think they can actually do really, really well. I think Archie's, I guess, a better fit for relating Wave and Metza. I think they'll play better as a team. We'll see how it goes. Moist East versus Envy. This should be a 3-0. I don't think Envy's going to put up a fight. I think you've got Mist. Mist is a really, really good player though, so don't get me wrong. He's really underrated. I think he's on a team that doesn't suit him because I think he's better than both Alu and Drees. But I still think I think Alu's still a really good player. Drees, on the other hand, I don't think he's very good. I think he's fallen off a little bit since he's been with G2. But I think Moist should absolutely confidently destroy them. BDS vs Secret. This should also be a 3-0. BDS best team in the world, 100%. Team Secret. Good team, Sad Night and Math, but I just don't think it can be good enough for BDS. BDS winning 2 out of 3 regionals, same with G2. I think they should confidently beat Team Secret. Space Station versus Pioneers. Now, Pioneers are a really good team, don't get me wrong. I'm from OC, I love them, but I still don't think they're enough for Space Station. But a lot of people predict a 3-0, 3-1. I think this will actually be pretty close. I think Pioneers play really, really fast, aggressive. I still think they'll be able to actually do quite a bit of damage to the scene. And I think, even though they won't beat Space Station, it will definitely turn some heads because people will be like, oh wow, these Pioneers boys are actually quite good. I think they can have a pretty deep run. First Power, I'll give Power a game if they're playing good. I think FaZe being 4th in both the Fall and Winter Major, they're just better than Power. Power hasn't really had much experience recently online. They missed the Winter Major. I don't think they'll do too well in this major, unfortunately. I think they're quite outclassed by most teams in the, well, almost every single team in the competition. Liquid vs Falcons. Now, this is easily the best match of day one. Easily. Now, this will be quite intense because I think I'm going to give this to Falcons. I think Falcons is a really good team, and I think Liquid's also a really good team. Liquid, none of them played on LAN before. Falcons, Ahmad and TK have. Khaled hasn't, but I still think they'll be fine. They've played in LANs before. Liquid has not played in a single LAN. Youngest team. People from 2007. I'm really old because I was born in 2004, according to them. So, yeah, I think this will be a really good match, but I think Falcons will edge out. However, I don't think Falcons are going to do as well as people think. People think Falcons are going to get top 3, top 4. I don't think they'll do that well. I think people overhype them. Even though they're really good, I just don't think they'll do as good as people think. Now, G2 vs Furia. Last time this went to Game 6. I think this is also going to go to get... I think this is only going to go to a 3-1, so essentially an equivalent. I think G2 is just better than Furia, even though Furia's got like a really good team. I just think G2 outpaced them in everything. G2 obviously being previous major champions is just better than almost every team here. Unless they're playing really, really bad, I don't think they'll lose. Oh. V1 versus Moist. Actually, why this should be a 3-1 Moist. Incredibly good team. I think they'll have the fans rooting for them. Obviously, they'll have Moist Critical and all the other Moist Esports fellas cheering for them. And I'm really excited to watch that. It'll be a really good watch party. I still think Moist is better. I think V1 can upset, and I think they may upset depending on how they're playing. If Com and Beast are playing good and Torment's being that really good third man that he always is, I think they actually do have a chance to upset, but I don't think it will happen. BDS vs Space Station, I'm going to give this 3-1. I think BDS, best team in the world, should win this. Space Station, really good. Daniel's been really good. Arsenal, definitely a land player. I think he gets that buff on land. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be enough. I think BDS will still be the best team. FaZe vs Falcons. I have FaZe winning this. I think FaZe is essentially Falcons, just a bit better. Got really mechanical players. I think FaZe is a better team though. Falcons is really good, but I just think FaZe will be better, personally. Okay, lower round 1 should be a 3-0 to Coming Corp. Coming Corp should be a better team. Every team should not lose to Game Gladiators, essentially. It should be they beat every team. They lose to every single team. Now, Endpoint versus MV. This is a pretty intense game. I think Endpoint is going to win 3-2. I think Endpoint... actually, no, we'll go 3-1 because I think MV won't do too well. Endpoint, I think... A lot of people underestimate them. I think they actually do quite well. I think Archie's a world-class player, really, really good. I think Relating Wave and Mets will be really good supporting. I think they'll actually do better than with Seiko because I think Archie fits a better role with Relating Wave and Mets compared to Seiko. I think they usually start off slow though, so I am a bit concerned because if they do start off slow, they may actually also lose to Envy. But we'll see how that goes. Pioneers vs Secret. A lot of people say Secret are going to win. Not going to happen. OC has not lost a match against the same team. I don't think it's going to happen today. I'm going to go 3-1. I think Pioneers is just better overall. Power vs Liquid. This should be a 3-0. I think Power is just not that good. Liquid, incredibly mechanical team. I think they'll just be better. Falcons vs K-Corp. 3-1. I think Falcons is just better. K-Corp, it would be really nervy. Astral's first time land since Season 8. Long time ago when he was on Dignitas, and they performed like the greatest Game 6 overtime of all time. That was incredible. Love watching that. I still think it's not going to be enough for Falcons. I have Endpoint winning this. Most people probably pick Station, but I think Endpoint would be a better team. I think if this also happens, then it gives Pioneers a really, really good shot at winning the major. Winning the last auto qualification spot, which would bring OC 3 teams, and I love that as someone from OC. I think it'd be nice to get more representation for the boys. V1 vs Pioneers, because I want that, I'm going to go 3-1. This probably won't happen, but if it does, I'd be very, very happy. I love Pioneers. I think they're a great team, great guys. Scrub follows me on Twitter though, so we'll take that. It's biased prediction, but I don't care. Yeah. Liquid vs Furia. I think this is going to get a far. I think Liquid will win. I think Liquid is essentially Furia, just 2 more mechanical players. If you had 3 Yarns, essentially, it'd probably be what Liquid is, just slightly worse. So I think Liquid are going to win. I think Tao and Oski can go to that third man role really well. I think Acronic can play really good second man as well. They're all really mechanical. They can all do crazy stuff on the ball, and I think it'll be a really, really good match. Endpoint vs Falcons. Falcons are going to win here. I think Endpoint getting a top 8 is really, really good for them. I don't think they'll do better. Yeah. Pioneers vs Liquid. We're going to put this 1-3. I think Liquid's just better than Pioneers, essentially. If Pioneers win, it'd probably be because Liquid's nervy, but they wouldn't be nervy if they beat Furious. So I think Pioneers will just lose here. G2 vs Moist. This... Ooh, I'm going to give... not W. I'm going to give this a 3-4 to Moist. I think this will be really, really good, essentially rematch against them in the Winter Major, but I think they're actually a better team than G2. I think they just got really unfortunate with being so exhausted from playing so many series compared to G2. I think if they weren't, they probably would have actually won their grand final. But unfortunately, that's what they got to deal with. So, but no, I think Moist is just a better team than G. It will play better than G2, hopefully. We're gonna give this 4-2 to FaZe. I think FaZe is really good. I don't think they'll repeat their top 4 again. I think BDS is going to beat them, and they're not going to be mentally prepared, I guess, or be quite, I guess, disappointed with themselves, because that'll be their first ever top 3 if they beat them. I think it's going to happen, though. I think BDS is just a better team. G2 vs Falcons. Now, 4 major, they 3-0'd G2. However, they had Drees, and I don't think G2 is playing as good as they normally do. They got Atomic now. Atomic easily top 2 in the world, maybe top 3. I think it's going to be a 3-1. I think Falcons, good team. I think G2's just better. Oh, sorry. 4, well, then we'll go 4-2. I think just G2's better team overall. FaZe Liquid, going to go... Actually, no, sorry. We're going to go 3-4. I think Liquid is just... It's essentially the battle of like the 2 of the most mechanical teams in the world. I think Liquid will do better, though, which would be quite an upset, because FaZe probably would be the expected team to win, but I actually don't think that'll happen. G2 vs Liquid, this should be like a 4-1. I'm not even going to really talk about this. G2 is just better. Liquid not as good. That's essentially the whole reason why. Moist vs BDS. Oh, that's a hard one. BDS has won majority of their matches, but in Spring Regional 3, Moist were playing really, really good. BDS not so much. Yeah, we'll give 3-4 to BDS. I think BDS is just a better team, honestly. I think Moist had a really, really good Regional 3. If they're playing really, really good, I think they will win, but I don't think it'll happen. Now, can they repeat again? I don't think they will. I think G2 will be quite warmed up now, playing against Falcons Liquid. It'll be both really, really good warm-ups. I think Moist will be quite disheartened about not being able to get straight into the grand finals. I think they won't be mentally prepared, and I think G2's going to swoop in and comfortably beat them. Now, for Series 1, I think... Oh, sorry. Series 1, I think G2's going to win, and then it's going to be a 4-2. Now, I think G2 will be really warmed up coming in. They're going to do really well, but I think BDS will get better progressively, and G2 will get quite tired throughout. So I think it'll start... It'll first be like G2's probably going to win, and then BDS is going to start stomping, because now they're warmed up, they're playing good now, and I think... That's probably what's going to happen, I hope, because then if my bracket's correct, then that's really good. So here we go. Here's the standings. We got 13th through 16th, Gaming Gladiators, Power, Envy, Secret. 9th through 12th, Fury, K-Corp, Space Station, V1. 7th to 8th, Endpoint, Pioneers. 5th, 6th, Falcons, FaZe. 4th, Liquid. 3rd, Moist. 2nd, G2. And 1st, BDS. I think some of these, could essentially not be true. I think a lot of these can flip-flop because it's major. No one really knows what's going to happen. Could be a crazy upset. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. I think most likely BDS will win, but I'd say anyone in the top 6 could win if they're all playing really good. I think this will be easily the most stacked major that's ever happened. And I think it's going to be really, really good to see. So yeah, this is my opinion. If you liked it, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok and Twitch as well, which would be greatly appreciated. I stream 4 to 5 times a week on Twitch, roughly 4 p.m. AEST. I really appreciate if you guys would come down. I'd really like to see that. Yeah, I hope you all have a great day or night, depending on when you watch this. And yeah, thank you guys, and